We're live. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. And the game is busy launching as usual. I have to jump to the right screen. There we go. Okay, so on Saturday, I did a 25% race, and then I did many more attempts at 25% races at the Red Bull Ring trying to beat Hamilton. Unfortunately, he kicked my ass badly. So I did a 5-lapper right at the end and eventually beat him, but it was one of those ones where I did more blocking than actual racing. So I went back to the drawing board to figure out where I could go faster. And I found a few things that made a difference, meaning I adjusted the steering wheel to give me slightly different rotation, and also changed one or two buttons, etc., on the steering wheel just to help me utilize some of the ERS and engine modes better. So the theory is it should make me faster. The reality might not be as simple as that. So let's get cracking. I'm gonna go back to my 25% race. And no, not there. So I'm going to go back to my 25% race, do the exact same thing I did last time. I'm just going to stop a little bit later because I think there's a lot more life left in my tires when the engineer wants me to pit. If I put a bit later, it may help me. So that's one of the changes I'm going to make as well. Bam, Red Bull Ring, 25%, and as you can see, it's 100% difficulty, which is for me part of the problem. I'm definitely a noob on this game, meaning even though I've got F1 2019 and 2018, etc., I've only got a handful of hours in each game. This is the one that I've played the most. Ooh, I must actually go and enable qualifying. I think that might be a good thing. So I'm going to do a single session of practice, and I'm going to do an 18-minute qualifying. Bam. Okay, let's get cracking. So yes, I've done more driving in F1 2020 than any of the other F1 games. I'm used to iRacing and R-Factor and Assetto Corsa, etc., relatively speaking. And I've spent more time driving in R-Factor, not R-Factor 2, R-Factor, than any other sim. And then the next one that I've done the most is iRacing. So I'm not used to this. This doesn't feel like what I'm used to, meaning the handling doesn't make sense with certain things. But I figured out that don't try and make sense of it, just drive it for what it is. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to get myself a race setup, the exact same one I used last time. I did go and experiment with other setups, but none of them feel good.
Not getting enough grip from the front tires. It could mean that the car isn't being allowed to lean on the tire, possibly caused by a front suspension that's too stiff.
Okay, I'm gonna take
maybe the front wing isn't producing enough downforce.
a set of yellows, and then I'm gonna go out and give it a quick burn. First things first is just check how much fuel. That's enough for a short run. So my target lap time for the race is to lap in the 1 minute 7 seconds, meaning anything from 107.5 and lower is, I think, race winning territory. So if I can get to the low 107s or even into the high 106s, it will make a huge difference for me. That's for me the worst corner on the track. traction out of there is bad news. What's nice about this track is since there's so many heavy braking zones, you can generate the ERS back quite quickly. So there's my target lap time, 107.5. Now,
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
as I was saying, that's my worst corner. And that's the thing, I haven't quite understood what's going on there. I shift up to third to minimize the wheel spin, expecting to actually have no problems exiting like I did in the previous lap. But every now and then that happens. I'm not sure why, but I get a sudden snap of oversteer. I don't feel it coming. It just like, it's so quick, it's too late. By the time I try to catch it, it's too late, it's gone. And the thing is, that's where I'm losing all my time. So if I can get a good exit there, it will always be a good lap. Almost guaranteed.
Okay, just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre temperatures, which you can do on the temperature panel of the MFD. We monitor carcass temperature and surface temperature, and you'll get the best performance when they're both inside a normal operating window. Surface
Okay, I
temps
took
tend to
turn
fluctuate
1 in
faster,
5th gear.
so try a few laps with the data open and get a feel for how to control them.
Slightly better exit. Okay, now that, even if I have to say so myself, was a cracking lap. A 106.8. So that's right up there with the fastest lap I've ever set in any sort of race mode. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the pits. I'm so excited. I'm not gonna drive anymore. Okay, cool. Let's go look at the timetable. See what's going on. Okay, I'm the fastest of the medium tire runners. Needless to say, Hamilton hasn't shown up yet. He's probably chilling at the back of the pits. And I'm sure when he does show up, he'll be up there or faster.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:06.8.
Okay, I'm gonna accelerate time because I've done the practice I wanted to do. The whole aim of the practice was just to be a warm up for qualifying. But if I can do a 106.8 with the mediums, the potential is there to go faster with the softs. There is a decent difference between the two. I'm fast forwarding the time just to see what lap times the AI are running. Where the hell is my... It's weird. Anyway, enough of that. I just want to get the. Let's see how much of time is left. I'm trying to see it. There's still 17 minutes left. Okay, Hamilton still hasn't shown up yet.
We're 16th in the speed trap,
16th?
305.5 kilometers per hour.
Well, I'm still up there with the quick guys, so okay, so the delta between the two is over a second according to this. So the theory the theory is I could go a full second faster if I put them on. So let's do it. Let's put on those tires and see what it does. I don't know if I'll find that 1 second like they claim, but I mean here goes nothing. I'm using small amounts of ERS now and then, which is more or less what I'll do in the race. That was a shit exit. It does feel grippier. Ran wide. Oh, big cut. Slightly better exit.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Well, I went faster. It wasn't a truckload faster, but it was faster. That mythical 1 second that they claim is the delta between the mediums and the soft, I can't see it. Okay, so Charlie Leclerc is still the quickest. He's obviously using some of that special power that Ferrari has.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 6.5.
So I'm a tenth and a half slower than him, and almost half a second faster than my teammate. But then my teammate's on mediums, so qualifying is going to be fun. Going to accelerate time. Oh, did I? I'm not sure if I'm accelerating time. Yep, I am. There's 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes left. Doesn't seem like Hamilton's going out on the softs. Okay, good. The session's over. Now to jump into qualifying.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three.
No, I don't want you to remind me of anything, damn it. Like I said before, I wish I could delete him out the game. Okay, so this is an 18-minute qualifying session. I will try and do 2 or 3 runs. Okay, seems like my setup is there. I've got soft tires on, and that's Park Firme enabled, meaning the moment I selected that I'm going on track, the setup is now locked. A bit late on the DRS. Seems like the computer cars are already in the 105s.
That's the fastest lap so far. Well done.
Now that was awesome. I don't think I've ever been that fast before. It's strange. The biggest change I made since Saturday and today to find the extra speed was steering. And
We're 10th in
wow.
the speed trap, 316.8 kilometers per hour.
So we don't have a fuck ton of straight line speed, but it seems like we're fairly nippy. Okay, so Hamilton is fractionally behind me on the same tires. I'm faster than him everywhere except that don't make any sense. Oh no, it does. There's sector 1, I think it's his straight line speed that gives him the advantage there, but I get it back everywhere else. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go out for another run. Just gonna get this set of tires. That's got 7% wear on it.
If you want to know specific information or make certain changes to the car during a pit stop, you can tell me what you want over the radio.
No, I don't think I'm going to tell you anything.
To activate the system, and you can...
Although I have to say the voice control in this game is really good. I need to just enable it so I can tell the pit crew and the engineer what I want. Well, that was a write-off. I thought I could try and take that corner in 5th just to see what it works out to, but it didn't. So I'm gonna just Just gonna go around for a small cruise. I don't want to waste all that energy, although I won't need it all on the one lap I'm planning to do. And every time I brake, I'm just bringing some of that energy back. And there, brought more.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
No, that was a cock up. It's fighting oversteer there. Don't have enough ERS to do a full-blown lap here. No problem. Snap oversteer sorted that out for me.
The report's good. We're looking at a dry session.
Oh, I'm so glad about that. I think I set the weather to be dry. I hope it isn't set to rain. Okay, Hamilton is still the same, but Verstappen, the some bitch, he pulled in and he's a lot closer than I expected. He might be the bigger threat than Hamilton. Okay, so let's get back into tires and change to another set.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:04.4.
No, I would have been even faster there if it wasn't for that weird oversteering moment. Oh crap, I cut the grass.
3 minutes to go.
It's a pity. I had a really quick first sector, but it went to shit thereafter. So let's see. There must be a way to go check.
We're 14th in the speed trap, 316.9 kilometers per hour.
Oh. I think if I go to race director, it'll show me my split times. Aha. So 28.9. Wouldn't have been much faster, but it was fractionally faster. Okay, so let's look at the time. How much do I have left? I've got 55 seconds. So while we wait the 55 seconds, because I don't want to fast forward the time, I know what happens. From what I remember, I'm not sure if this game has it, but some of the older ones, there's a bug. The moment you accelerate time, the computer cars suddenly put on times that make no sense. But anyway, so back to what I was saying. So if I remember correctly, it's an 18 lap race, and I'll be stopping once. I'll start off with the soft tires, and around lap 13, somewhere around there, I'm going to stop for mediums. I'm trying to minimize the time I spend on mediums because I think my overall pace on the softs will be better. Even with the worn softs, it might be not too far off my best perfect medium time would be.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three. Bottas, Verstappen.
Yeah, I don't want you to remind me of anything, as I said before. Okay, so that was pole position. Big improvement from last time. I can't really remember what my lap time was on Saturday, but I'm sure this was faster.
Let's run you through the drive.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So you can see that the tires are expected by lap 9 to start going off. So if I'm just going to move my mouse. Can you see that? Nah, the mouse doesn't show in-game, son of a bitch. Anyway, so according to this, they want me to stop halfway, exactly lap 9, and then jump in the pits, grab some yellow tires, and then do 9 further laps, and then that's it. But now, like I said, I think the soft tires will work for me if I hold on to them a few laps longer. So I'm just gonna go like that and say lap 12, and around there somewhere I will evaluate what my tires are doing and see what happens. If it's not doing well, then I'll come in. Okay, I've had a clean start.
Alright, we're looking good so far.
I just use a little bit of boost just to make sure Verstappen isn't doing something stupid. Using a little bit more energy than I was hoping, mainly because of Verstappen. No. I'm using a shitload more energy.
Try to stay with him, he might make a mistake. You can still regain the position.
We already regained it. If I just have a clean exit on turn 3, if I have a clean exit on turn 3, then I know I can at least create a tiny gap. Need to start using some of my fuel.
Keep this up.
Now the good news is Hamilton is out of DRS range, so I'm just trying to use the fuel that I have to keep him there. So I'm losing 2.5 tenths every time I have one of those little twitchy moments there. So the main straight and the back straight, I'm using ERS. Oh, sorry, I'm using some extra fuel. Just to see if it will help me. This is not what I wanted. Damn it, Hamilton, you son of a bitch.
Verstappen has just put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
I'm using so much of energy trying to stick with Hamilton. On Saturday when this happened,
If they have an issue with their car, they're going to be slow.
yeah, like I said, when this happened on Saturday, I couldn't stick with him, so let's see what happens. Now the engineer did say Hamilton may have a problem, I'm not sure if I heard correctly. for some reason my laps are not that great. Okay, Verstappen is starting to pull away from me.
Time is 1.9 seconds.
So I need to slowly start to bring that gap back. Otherwise it's going to be a serious problem later.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
Now I'm lapping way too slow. I'm not sure I'm like a second off where I'm supposed to be. Okay. I'm halfway in the race and I'm giving up. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if something's changed or what. But that's not what I wanted. I'm just gonna restart the session and go check my setup because I really thought everything was right, but the car felt weird. That's fine. The only thing I can think of is I've used so much of my ERS after the Hamilton incident that I'm not using enough per lap like I'm supposed to. I burned through most of it, so there was nothing left. That's the only thing I can think of. So let's give it another go. Okay, so that was a decent start. But Hamilton is absolutely motoring. I mean, he is crazy quick.
Okay, that's a good start. Keep it up.
I have to defend every corner just about. Problem I've got is when the DRS is enabled, then I'm going to have a serious issue. Here he comes. Here he comes. Don't bump me. Well, let's see how far I could stick with him. I'm clearly faster through this section than him.
Lewis is putting in some really quick lap times. He's the fastest man on the track at the moment.
I'd rather let Verstappen go for it. Oh crap! Okay, I had some pace. It was better than the previous one, but I'm not driving where I'm supposed to. I was expecting to actually have an advantage, meaning I could maybe open a small gap, but that's not what's happening. I'm not sure what else to do. It's almost like I should give up first place and just stick with him. And when they put in a couple quick laps and see what happens. I don't know what else to do. So now what I've figured out is the computer cars are faster than me on the fast bits, but they're definitely slower than me on the slow bits.
Keep pushing. Let's capitalize on that first lap.
Maybe I need to break the DRS. Well, I've done it. Used a lot of energy to do it.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
I'm just staying out of DRS range. There's a damn oversteer. Damn it, it pisses me off why it does that. And it's so unpredictable. And all the time I had gained, I lost it just like that. Hamilton's going to be all over me now. Just going to try and see if I can break the toe. I had DRS there amazingly. I'm using shit tons of energy.
Some information on Hamilton. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Okay, good news. I kept him off my back. That means he has got that mechanical problem again. Which means I've got a chance. It's not slowing down the dude that much. Whoa. Tires aren't bad. Okay, Verstappen's now chasing me. Trying to save a little bit of energy. Okay, we've left Hamilton.
No tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving. You've lost some time to the car behind.
Made sure I had a good exit there to minimize the chance of Verstappen having a run at me into this corner. But I ran wide anyway, so that's positive.
Lewis is in for a stop.
Hamilton is in the pits.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
I don't know whether I should put now or not. No, what the fuck? Oh man. That's just fucking typical. I've taken that corner now how many times, and sure as hell, the one time when I needed to take it well, I went off. Oh man, oh man. And the worst part is I was right at my put window, and everything turned to shit. Okay, I'm gonna quit the entire race, not because I'm chickening out, but because Hamilton has a mechanical problem, and it happened at least twice, which means it's gonna happen again. So if it's happening once, it's probably gonna happen each and every time, and I don't think that's the plan. Yeah, the plan is to try and beat him properly. I'm gonna do the exact same thing, but this time I'm not gonna do qualifying. I'm just gonna take whatever slot they give me. So it's still 100% AI, 25% race distance, and no driver aids and clear weather. Okay, let's try again. So if you came here to watch me just cruise to victory, you came to the wrong place. If you came here to watch me try to win and make mistakes, well, yes, then you came to the perfectly correct place.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like.
I'm sure there's a way to delete him. Okay, so I'm going to leave that the way it is, and I'll just decide like I said before. All I'm going to do is load a setup. Okay, cool. I wasn't going to let that Ferrari pass me, so now my plan is to stick with these dudes.
We've held position on lap 1. That's not great, but it's not terrible. Stay focused.
I need to be back in DRS range the moment DRS is enabled. But as you can see, it's not that easy.
DRS is now enabled.
No, this is not working. Like I said before, something doesn't feel right. The only thing I can think of is I'm loading the wrong damn setup. So I'm gonna go back, try it again. And it doesn't always make sense, but I think it's that one. Yes. But the setup for me makes a big difference. It's small little things, but for me it all adds up. What the fuck? Ooh. Okay, like I've said before, we'll just edit that out so no one sees it. This is exactly what happened on Saturday, except I'm just a little bit faster, so let's see.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward.
Well, the setup feels better, that's for sure.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
Okay, that hasn't changed. lost DRS. Yeah, this is not going the way I thought it would.
Hamilton has just taken the lead.
Okay. What I figured out is it was the setup. I can feel that this car, I set fastest lap quite quickly. So this is the way to go. So that was my mistake. I had pole position, I could have won that race, but I had the wrong setup. So let's try it again. What, for the 7th time or whatever, I've lost count. Okay, wrong driver. I don't know if I should do one shot or 18 minute. One shot, 18 minute. Fuck it, 18 minute. I know I can win this race if I just get everything lined up, meaning have pole position, have a good start, manage to break the DRS, and stay away from them for the close to the pit stop stage with a gap of over a second. Then I think I can do it. Okay, now we're going into qualifying again. Normally the control isn't given. As I was saying, control normally isn't given. I normally get control a bit later than that. That took me by surprise. Everything has to be redone. I've done over an hour's worth of driving and I haven't even done a pit stop yet. Okay, now I'm waiting for it. Was a fraction late on the DRS.
Fantastic. That was the fastest lap.
Okay, so that was very similar to my previous pole position. I'm going to go into the garage and check what the other times are, and then come out and do one more run. That should be enough for pole. I'm not sure. But Mr. Hamilton hasn't come out yet. I'm going to go back to the setup. Or tires.
Best lap so far is a 1 minute 4.4.
It wasn't a clean lap by any means. I'm sure if I get my DRS zones activated perfectly and not get any twitches like I did earlier, it might be a faster lap. Okay, there I was waiting on the DRS. Okay, I was on time with the DRS. Oh, damn it! I was so busy looking at the split times. I forgot to turn. I was quite excited. The split time showed that I was fractionally up. Just gonna cruise around and do another lap. Tire should hold. Nothing special through turn 1. No man, that was a shitload of a cut there. Now I'm gonna board that lap. That was absolutely filthy. What I did find out is in the middle sector I've got a room for 2.5 tenths per second. So back to the garage. I just want to make sure I get pole, then I'm confident I can get a good start. I just need Hamilton to be further back.
If you want to know specific information or make certain changes to the car during a pit stop, you can tell me what you want over the radio. Press and hold the radio button to activate the system, and you can either speak the command or select it manually from the...
Problem is I haven't programmed that button to speak the command, so... Hamilton's currently on pole. That's the fastest I've ever been. There is some time left, but not much. That's about as good as it gets for me. Okay, let's go and see what these dudes are doing.
Good for this session. Dry weather all the way.
Okay, so it seems like I managed to find that little bit of time I was losing previously in the first sector, but I've lost some in the middle. I think it's turn 3, my favorite place to wheel spin, and then I was fast again in the final sector. So the gap between me and Hamilton is really close, and there's 3 minutes left.
So far is a 1:4.2.
I'm fast forwarding the time. If Hamilton takes pole now, well, that's just tough.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our...
Now the thing is, I don't know how long, or if I can take the lead and keep it. Like I said, I
Let's
could.
run you through the
That's going to be the trickiest thing. Okay, the strategy is the same, everything is the same, there's nothing else to do, so let's get cracking. Clutch in. Oh shit. What the fuck? I'm not sure if I took Hamilton out or what, but that's not the the way I'm gonna do this race. I really think I took him out. I think when I had that turn in, the car like fell into the corner, and I could then go ahead and win the race, but that's not the plan here. I don't really want to fight to the death every corner, but it's better than winning like that. Okay, so I managed to get by or stay in front of Hamilton. It seemed like Hamilton and Verstappen were banging wheels.
See at the start. Well done.
So from here I'm going to try to open the gap. So I've got the gap to over a second, which is good.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. overtake and burn some of this energy.
Oh, I'm burning. There's no question about that. I'm trying my best to burn as much energy as I can without wasting it all. We actually increased the gap to over 2 seconds. Here's my favorite oversteer moment. Don't think I'll ever cure that. I'm really pushing hard. I just want that gap to be big. Well, I'm on my target lap times, which is good. Seems like the initial grip of the tires is gone.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
I've opened the gap to over 3 seconds.
exhaust to start falling away soon.
So I'm using lots of ERS and I'm using rich fuel wherever I can spare it.
We're gonna box this lap, push hard on the in-lap.
Actually, I'm not going to box. I'm going to stay out. As I discovered in my previous races here, the tires are good, so okay, Lewis is in the pits. Maybe I should put now. So I have some energy in the car, so that I can use that when I exit the pit. If I have a good pit stop, I should have a 3-second lead to Lewis. Okay, clutch in,
Lewis is in
ready.
the pits. Complete, go now.
Well, Lewis is out the pits.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Unless Lewis is in the pits again, well, I'm not gonna use any energy now because I've got a car between me and Verstappen.
Use overtake button more, it's time to utilize some of this energy.
I will. I'd like to keep that gap at about 2 seconds.
Our gap behind is 2.0 seconds.
Well, I'm increasing the gap slightly. These tires are definitely quick. Oh, ran wide. That comes from pushing a bit too hard. So I'm not sure what happened to Hamilton, but he's way back.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
We've got plenty fuel left. Gap is 3.5 seconds. That was probably because Lance Stroll was out of the race.
This is your final lap of the race. We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Oop, ran wide. Yes,
Great job.
finally.
Everything we wanted today.
Son of a bitch. That was, what, 3.5 hours worth of driving, meaning more or less the 2 hours from Saturday and the 1.5 hours more or less from today, just to win a 25%
That's it
race.
then for another spectacular Grand Prix in
Oh,
Austria.
damn,
Truly
that was tough.
magnificent drive to hang on and take the win. So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He
Oh,
lived up to every
Lando
inch of his
Norris.
reputation today, and I think he'll be going home quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic
Okay,
weekend
so-
of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us.
I'm
and
just
we'll
waiting
see
for
you
these
the
guys
next
to
one.
finish talking shit. Okay, good, they're gone. Alright, so let's recap. I messed up the first hour of this stream by having the wrong setup, and it cost me a few tenths a lap, which resulted in me not having the pace that I needed. And if you go to the race director, you'll see when I look at my laps here, I said in the beginning of the stream I want to target the 107s, mid to lowish, and I did that most of the race, but the tires started to go off, and then I brought it back after that. Just want to close that, and I was back in the 107s, no problem. But now if you go look at Verstappen, he was in the 107s at the beginning, but I grabbed a couple of tenths on him here, there, and later on I pulled out a decent gap. And the thing is, I had a 3.5 second, somewhere around the gap to Hamilton, and after the pit stop I'm sure I would have been in front of him. Staying ahead, I'm not so sure about that, but either way he had some sort of problem where he had to pit, or it says that he made one stop, not two, so I don't know what the hell happened. I'm confused. Let me jump ahead and look at pit stops and see what it says. He had one stop, so maybe he spun off or something. Just gonna close my dashboard. So you can see the fastest pit stop was Verstappen, lucky bastard. That's why he closed the gap a fraction on me. And then I had a fairly average one. Hamilton had a bad one. So basically I would have being in front of him almost guaranteed, unless something stupid happened, which I doubt. And then, who had a really crap one? I think Hamilton had the worst of the lot. Let's see what. Shit, even Grosjean was better than him. And then that's basically that. I want to go to the highlights, even though there couldn't be that many. So this is me having a good start. So my plan was to try and break the DRS. So I went side by side with Hamilton, and I didn't give him even 1 millimeter of a gap there. I decided, sorry, but I'm coming through. I wasn't gonna give up my pole position on the first corner. So immediately I started to burn. I love those super slows. I just burnt ERS as much as I could, and the aim was always to open up the gap. So after the pit stop, same story, burnt ERS and just kept pushing. Verstappen, the poor bastard, got stuck behind, what's his name, Gasly, if I remember correctly. So by the time Gasly could pit and Verstappen get past him, I'd kept the gap to around 2 seconds, which I said I want to keep it there or better, and I did. I ended up with a gap of around 3.5 seconds or something, and all I had to do was keep my pace, and then that was that. In fact, there you can see the gap was 3.2 seconds. So I'm very happy with that. So it took me 2 streams, lots of driving, to finally figure out that this setup with pole position can give me a race victory on 100% difficulty. So that's it for me. I'm not restarting the session. I was supposed to quit the session, but too late now. Well, at least I know which setup works. Now the trick is, what other tracks can I do this at? And then never mind the harder levels. Meaning if 100% is that difficult, I don't want to know what 110 must be. That must be just pure madness. Okay, so I just want to change my camera back to the chatting. There we go. So it took me, like I said, 2 streams. I struggled in both of them, and it's only in the second half of this stream that I finally figured out what the problem was. I was using the wrong setup, and like I said, that setup combined with pole position gave me the victory. I really had to push hard. There was no easy way. In other words, I had to push flat out for the entire race, except the last couple of laps. So my next stream will be Tuesday, and the plan is to go back in time. If it all works out, I'm going to be driving a 2007 McLaren, Lewis Hamilton's McLaren. And the aim is to see if I can win that Chinese Grand Prix that he didn't win, which in theory cost him the 2007 World Championship. So if I get it all set up and I have this, it's going to be cool. Okay, that's it. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back on Tuesday. Good night.